economy, and visitors alike will be able to enjoy a rooftop lounge with unparalleled views of the river and the skyline. I am also very proud to announce that this will be the first major construction project in North Jersey that will be union built and union operated. As mayor, I am committed to economic development that benefits not only the business owners, but provides good living wage jobs for all workers. Union labor is the backbone of the nation's economy. Hoboken's success was built upon union workers, and we will not forget where we came from.
Yeah. Yeah.
As part of this agreement, I have made sure that a portion of future hotel unionized jobs will be set aside for Hoboken residents, because our residents deserve the opportunity to work for wages that can support themselves and their families. To most people, it's easy to understand why any hotel would want to operate in the city of Hoboken. Our city has a vibrant cultural life, including music, theater, the best restaurants in New Jersey. Hoboken is also a regional transit hub with transportation options including bus, train, light rail, ferry, and path, all of which make travel in and out of New York City and the surrounding areas simple and fast. But what do Hoboken residents get out of this deal? Sure, event space and a rooftop lounge are certainly great additions, but certainly we deserve more. That's why in any deal I negotiate for Hoboken, the developer will not be the only one who profits. Hoboken and Hoboken's residents must profit as well. To that end, first, the city of Hoboken anticipates generating over $1 million in additional tax revenue as a result of this project, which means more money for fixing our aging infrastructure and to invest in city services. Tax revenue, however, is just the start. Today, I announced that we have secured, ladies and gentlemen, listen to this. We have secured over $4.5 million in community givebacks through this deal alone at no taxpayer expense that will all go to benefit the city of Hoboken and its residents. Number one, $1 million will go directly into infrastructure upgrades for waterfront and streets surrounding the hotel project. This includes replacing and repairing water mains, in addition to paving and beautifying the areas. $1 million will go to create a permanent endowment for the Hoboken Public Education Foundation. When Trenton and Washington are slashing education, now is the time for us to invest in education and our local schools. The work done by people like Sherelle Pollock on behalf of the Public Education Foundation is simply, ladies and gentlemen, it's simply incredible. Through the efforts of the foundation, hundreds of Hoboken residents help to support traditional public schools by funding programming, facilities, and initiatives. I am touched by their dedication, and I am proud to partner with them and their good work. We have also made sure that in this redevelopment agreement, we are not leaving charter schools out of the picture. This agreement will also reflect a contribution from the developer, a generous contribution from KMS in the amount of $300,000 at no taxpayer expense of $100,000 to each of our charter schools. OLA will receive a six-figure $100,000 donation at no taxpayer expense. Hoboken Charter School will receive a $100,000 contribution, and Elysian Charter School will receive a $100,000 contribution through this agreement, again at no taxpayer expense, and for the benefit of these charter schools to make sure that no one is left out of this deal. This redevelopment deal is truly history-making in that it is the first time city government has leveraged the redevelopment process to inject private money to support public education for both the traditional district schools and the charter schools. In addition to that, $2 million will go to a truly unique public-private partnership between the city, the Hoboken Board of Education, the public library, and the nonprofit, the Hoboken Community Center, once known as the YMCA, right behind me. Together, we will revitalize this building behind me. For over a decade, this gem sat as an idol and it sat vacant. I can recall when my daughter, as a 2-year-old, actually took swimming lessons at the YMCA when it was operating. Together, we will revitalize and build the building behind me. What's happening right now, it remaining an underutilized asset, is unacceptable. This partnership will reactivate the space to include indoor recreational facilities with a community public pool, an uptown branch of the public library with the goal of the library's of helping achieve the library board's master plan, an educational space for the use by the Board of Education to expand services such as pre-K3 programs. In the past, ladies and gentlemen, development deals have either not included community givebacks, or the paltry amounts reluctantly handed to the city were doled out in insubstantial amounts in a myriad of special interests for the purpose of placating political opposition. Those days are over. Hoboken needs bold steps to make real progress, and that is what we have done with this deal. $1 million to improve city infrastructure is real progress. $1 million endowment in perpetuity to support public education is real progress. $2 million to open a community pool, a branch of the public library, and expanded educational space for the Board of Education is real progress. Now, this is the very first redevelopment deal that I've had the opportunity to negotiate in my first 9 months as mayor. And it is my intention that this agreement shall serve as a model for all future agreements. I am putting developers on notice. If you want the opportunity to do business in the city of Hoboken, we expect union labor and we expect generous community givebacks. I'd like to, finally, in closing, I'd like to thank my administration for the hard work in putting this deal together, especially Director Brandy Forbes, Jessica Giorgiani, Joe Mariziti, Joanne Voss, John Allen, and Jason Freeman. This negotiating team, ladies and gentlemen, worked day and night. They worked on weekends. They worked around the clock. They worked when they weren't expected to. They worked at a minute's notice. And this negotiating team was second to none that I had behind me. So I want to give them a round of applause. We could not have gotten this done unilaterally through one mayor. It took a team, it took an administration. I want to thank my team for getting this result for the city of Hoboken. I'd also like to thank our partners, the Hoboken Board of Education, the Public Library, the Hoboken Public Education Foundation, and the Hoboken Community Center. I also want to thank the Fund for a Better Waterfront and Little Hoboken for their support. Thank you all, and as Frank Sinatra said, for Hoboken, the best is yet to come. Thank you very much. Next, I would like to invite the Vice President of the Board of Education, Sharon Angley, to say a few words. Sharon?
Thank you. Approximately 7 months ago, the Hoboken Public School District was graciously invited by the Hoboken Community Center to serve on its steering committee as it began planning for its future. With conversations including recreational space, a pool, and library annex, we could not have been more pleased to learn that 4 or 5 preschool classrooms might be a possibility in the overall plan. As most are keenly aware, the Hoboken Public School District provides full-day preschool at no cost to families servicing over 880 3- and 4-year-old children across the city. The vibrant program continues to grow each and every year. Any additional classroom space to seat preschool-age children would not only benefit our Department of Early Childhood and district, but would prove valuable to the city's youngest learners. Furthermore, the Hoboken Public School District is grateful for KMS Development Partners' establishment of an endowment. The Hoboken Public Education Foundation's sole mission is to enhance the experiences and opportunities for each of our students, and this financial commitment will certainly contribute to turning many initiatives into reality. Thank you.
Thank you, Vice President Angley. Next, I'd invite Dennis Martin of KMS Partners to say a few words.
Thank you, Mayor Bhalla, for inviting me here. We've been on this project a long time. I've had the property under agreement with the Postal Service for over 6.5 years. And we worked before that with the Postal Service and prior administrations to figure out, what could go here and what could work with the Postal Service. And there were a lot of times through the years where you began to doubt your sanity whether this would get done, and the Postal Service questioned, whether our sanity and also whether, that we would deliver for them. But now we are, and we are saying and we are delivering them. We believed in this project because it is such a benefit to all the people of Hoboken. And there's been people coming to city council meetings, individuals speaking on behalf of the project. And I want to thank them. And then our friends from the Fund for a Better Waterfront, our friends in organized labor, members of the whole community who supported us and gave us their feedback. We couldn't be here today without our friends through the years in City Council. And that includes Jen Giattino, Peter Cunningham, Ruben Ramos, and Mike DeFusco. And on the county level, freeholder Anthony Romano, who I saw, he's been like our advocate from day one. And Mayor Bhalla, he supported us when the Postal Service was going to end our agreement. He and Peter got on the phone, and when the mayor was president of the City Council, and he said, no, we want to get this project done. And the Postal Service extended it. And we again, stayed in. And right after the election, Mayor Bhalla reached out to us and said, could we meet? Because I do want this hotel to be done, and we have to talk about some changes. And we did, and we worked it out. So he and the council have been partners in making this announcement possible today. And the project, again, is a huge win for Hoboken. Again, I don't want to go over everything. Again, it's the reconstruction of Newark Street, the $1 million that we're going to spend making Newark Street and Sinatra Drive really the gateway to the South Waterfront. The 170 good permanent jobs created by this hotel. They're going to have benefits, and there's going to be a hiring priority for Hoboken residents. There's over 500 good union jobs created during the construction. This project completes the master plan's vision for the South Waterfront. We didn't make up a hotel goes there. The Fund for a Better Waterfront back in the 90s had an L-shaped building on our location. The master plan from 2000, the master plan from the update, all recommend a hotel. It is zoned for a hotel. Today, the only question, which has taken 6.5 years to answer, is what does it look like and what it's going to be. Again, we're creating the waterfront venues for the citizens of Hoboken to look at the skyline, to have weddings, to have events, looking at New York, or to sit on the roof and just relax. And then the revenues to the city. It totals over $1 million to the city directly, and then another close to $400,000 to the school district. That's every year, and it just continues to grow. And that's doing that without putting a child in the school district. And we pick up our own trash. It's a piece of federal property. It's all net to the city. It pays nothing today. We open, it pays $1.8 million, and there's no cost to the city. And then we estimate there'll be $5 million of spending by guests outside of the hotel, going to things like dinner or buying, other things in the neighborhood. So it's a big win, but then there's also that, we want to be a responsible and contributing member of the community. We've agreed to contribute the $2 million for use at the city's discretion for the Hoboken Community Center. And for years, we've been proud supporters of public education and the Hoboken Public Education Foundation. I'm a graduate. Both my wife and I are graduates of public school. I went to Woodrow Wilson High School in the city of Camden. And my experience there, got me scholarships to college and to law school. And it's a great experience. My wife spent 12 years as an elected member of the Haddon Township School Board. She also made all the costumes for the drama class. She's coached Pee Wee football cheerleading. And so we've always been big on this. So this contribution that KMS is going to make for the endowment to the Hoboken Education Foundation is very personal to us. And I want to thank you for the opportunity to do that. And again, this hotel, we're excited that the impact that it's going to have. It's going to be a source of economic success for the community and pride for Hoboken. It'll be a world-class hotel with a design and a look and a feel and amenities that are going to enhance the life of Hoboken. So let's get this done. Thank you for your time, and thank you for all your support through all the years.
Thank you, Dennis, for those remarks. I also want to acknowledge some dignitaries and elected officials who are here. We have our freeholder, Anthony Romano, with us today. We also have our Council Vice President, Jennifer Giattino, here today. We have our 2nd Ward Councilwoman, Tiffany Fisher, here today. And we have our at-large Councilwoman, Emily Jabor, here today. There may be other school board members that are here today, and forgive me if we have Sheila Delari here today as well, and Tom Klupfel here as well today. Thank you, and Chitali Khanna as well. Thank you for being here today. I just want to especially thank Councilwoman Giattino and Councilwoman Fisher for being here to show your support for this effort. The next speaker is Sherelle Pollack from the Hoboken Public Education Foundation.
Okay, well, it's great to see such a great turnout. I'm not surprised, though. My name is Sherelle Pollack, and I'm the proud president of the Hoboken Public Education Foundation. On behalf of my co-founders, Erica Gavin and Jackie Dowd Prince, I wanted to tell you about our organization and why we are so excited and what this $1 million endowment from KMS Development means to us. First, what is the Hoboken Public Education Foundation? In order for private funds to be donated to public schools, there needs to be a vehicle, a nonprofit entity that can solicit and receive private donations. And this is where we come in. We were founded in 2015. We are an all-volunteer, nonpartisan organization, and 100% of the donations we raise goes directly to support the Hoboken Public Schools. We fund facility upgrades, innovative and experiential learning experiences district-wide for children in kindergarten through 12th grade, spanning across 6 school buildings. And we do so by working closely with the district superintendent to fund those initiatives that fall outside of the school's budget. Now, people say all the time, why do you need private funds? Well, private donations are not only used to fund new and innovative programs, but they're also essential to filling gaps not met by the standard district operating budget. This is the first time that the Hoboken Public Schools have been a recipient of a community give back. History in the making. The timing could not be more perfect. Under the new school funding plan implemented this year, the Hoboken Public School District experienced a 5% loss in funding. And this is all happening at the same time that our enrollment is increasing dramatically. Our kindergarten enrollment alone increased over 30% this year, a testament to how great our schools are. Look what a great turnout. District schools provide services and enrichment that are vital to all our families, including the families of the children who attend that qualify for free and reduced lunch. Investment in traditional public schools means investment in educational equity and equity of opportunity. Why do we think that Hoboken Public Education Foundation is receiving this opportunity? This is a real testament to the developer, KMS Development. You've been a long-standing supporter of open enrollment public schools and our foundation, and we thank you. You've been a major sponsor at our galas for the past 2 years. You share the belief that communities are strengthened when public schools are thriving, and we are so thankful that you value the public schools in Hoboken. Thank you. Thank you, Betty and Dennis. Thank you, KMS Development. Hoboken is a unique and diverse community. Everyone will gain from vibrant and thriving schools, whether it's creating a greater sense of community, elevating our community as a whole, or just good old-fashioned pride. Special thank you to the Mayor and to the KMS Development for negotiating this deal and the entire administration that worked really hard. I know it was very easy putting this deal together. And I really want to thank our city council members. I want to thank you for your support of the good work that we're doing. And I really am very excited and hopeful that on October 17th, we will have a unanimous yes vote. Thank you all so much.
Thank you, Sherelle. Our next speaker is Jerome Abernathy from the Hoboken Public Library.
Good morning. This is amazing. This is what happens when we work together. When we work together, when we collaborate, we can do anything. We're standing in front of this building here, the Hoboken Community Center, the former Y. About 9 months ago, at the library, like the schools, like the city in general, with the growth in Hoboken, with the increase in density, with families deciding how great a place this is and staying, we see a huge bulge in children, in people moving back from the suburbs, empty nesters moving back from the suburbs, because this is a great place to live. But what that's done is we have insatiable needs for space. The schools, the library, because that's the limiting factor in providing programming. So for us, in our strategic plan, we were looking for space for an uptown branch. And I keep walking past this building and wondering, what's in there? What's going on with this? I knew it was empty. I knew it was a former Y. So I checked with City Hall, and it turns out that the Hoboken Community Center had just checked with City Hall. And so the mayor set up a meeting with us, and that led to, we met, and then we decided, you know what? Let's see if the schools want to get involved with this. So we called the schools. Actually, John Allen called the schools. And then the three entities met, and we decided, there's really something here. The library needs an uptown branch. The schools have an insatiable demand for additional classroom space. And if you tour this building, there's a gym, there's a pool, there are 3 dance studios in there, there's a bar room in there. I mean, it's a fantastic facility for indoor recreation. And so we decided to come together to pursue a project to redevelop this building. And it is unique in that we are contemplating a public-private partnership. The libraries, the schools, and the municipality, we are the 3 independently funded public entities in town. And so we are coming together with our collective resources to make this happen. So I am eternally grateful to the mayor, to Brandy Forbes and her team at City Hall, to John Allen, to the City Council for helping this move forward. This is going to be a great deal for Hoboken. Kids won't have to pay hundreds of dollars now to learn to swim. There'll be a municipal pool. Can you imagine kids learning to dance? There used to be, I think, a Silver Slippers program in here. Yeah, photography too, pottery too. I found a pottery wheel up in there, yeah. But all this is possible because we came together to work together to make something happen for Hoboken. So again, thank you, Mayor. Thank you, City Council. Thank everyone involved with this project. This is going to be great. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Abernathy. Our next speaker is Ken Nielsen from the Hoboken Community Center. Ken?
Mayor Bhalla, City Council members, neighbors and friends. I'm Ken Nielsen, President of the Hoboken Community Center. This is a momentous day for us in Hoboken. For years, we've been trying and hoping to restore the former Y so all members of the community could benefit. Now, known as the Hoboken Community Center, this is the place where generations of children learned how to swim, where countless youth, including Francis Albert Sinatra, came to box, shoot baskets, and lift weights, and where our senior citizens enjoyed silver sneakers. We thank you, Mayor Bhalla, for your leadership in negotiating this milestone agreement. And we thank the City Council members for their consideration of this historic opportunity that will benefit all residents of Hoboken. The $2 million giveback from KMS will kickstart the revitalization and help us realize our vision to make the community center's vast recreation space, including its beloved pool and gym, available to all residents of Hoboken. It will also enable the community center to begin the necessary renovations to house an uptown branch of the Hoboken Public Library, which will include public space for lectures and events. It will also provide space for the Hoboken Public Schools to meet the growing demand for pre-K classroom space. This initiative will improve the quality of life for all residents of Hoboken. And we urge the City Council to move swiftly in passing it. Our community needs and deserves a spacious, convenient, and affordable center that can be utilized by every Hoboken resident. Today, thanks to the leadership of Mayor Bhalla, we are much closer to this becoming a reality. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Nielsen. Our next speaker and our final speaker today will be Rich Morocco of the Hotel Trades Council.
Good morning. My name is Rich Morocco. I'm the Vice President of the Hotel Trades Council, and as the Union for Hotel Workers in Northern New Jersey and New York, it's our organization's privilege to be able to support this hotel and this redevelopment plan. This hotel, in addition to being a fantastic new amenity for the residents of Hoboken, will provide hundreds of high-quality, permanent jobs. It's not every day that you see a city, a developer, and labor unions work together to ensure that a new facility will be built and operated by workers who will be treated with dignity and respect. Our union is proud to stand side by side with the laborers and the operating engineers in supporting this project. Hoboken's leadership has made it very clear that they wanted this hotel's workforce to have a voice in their job. And Hoboken found a willing partner in this goal with KMS Development. I want to thank Dennis Martin and the rest of the KMS development team for working productively with our union to execute a labor peace agreement which will cover hundreds of housekeepers, housepersons, front desk attendants, banquet workers, engineers, and others. In particular, and most especially, we want to thank Mayor Bhalla, who has been a champion of hotel workers from the day he was elected. He has been clear all along that any conversation about a new hotel project in Hoboken should include the well-being of the men and women who are going to work there. We look forward to working with Mayor Bhalla, the City Council, and KMS to ensure that this project is a total success for Hoboken. Thank you all very much.
My apologies. First of all, thank you, Rich Morocco of the Hotel Trades Council. We have actually one final speaker as well, Ron Hine from the Fund for a Better Waterfront. Ron, are you here? Made it. Okay. Thanks for...
Thank you, Mayor Bhalla. The redevelopment plan for Hoboken South Waterfront was approved in the mid-1990s, about 23 years ago. The plan called for front doors and ground floor retail from 1st to 4th Streets, facing Sinatra Drive and the Waterfront Park. Most of the buildings provide commercial space, thus reviving Hoboken's waterfront as an economic engine for the town. Sinatra Drive was the line of demarcation between the private development on the upland blocks and the continuous public park at the water's edge. Today, Hoboken South Waterfront is a model for waterfront development. People come from all over to enjoy the expansive public spaces, beautifully designed and landscaped. The Waterfront Park has received awards from the American Society of Landscape Architects, the Waterfront Center in Washington, D.C., and the New Jersey chapter of the American Planning Association. The post office site is the last unfinished parcel at Hoboken South Waterfront. What you see today is a grim view of a fenced-off surface parking lot and loading dock for the post office. This block has no sidewalks on Newark Street, on Sinatra Drive, and at the end of 1st Street, thus creating an impediment to accessing the waterfront. This development will transform this portion of the waterfront, bringing life and activity to this part of our town. It will preserve the historic post office building and its operation as a postal facility. It will provide safe, tree-lined, aesthetically pleasing route to our waterfront along Newark Street, The new sidewalk along Sinatra Drive will align and fully connect to the sidewalks fronting the buildings to the north. The developer and the U.S. Post Office came to an agreement to build on this site over 6 years ago. So this project has been a long time in coming. Today, the agreement between the city and the developer has yet to be approved. I urge the City Council to make sure that this is passed expeditiously, and we look forward to seeing this great project. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. That concludes this press event. We look forward to working with the City Council. We'll take a couple questions, if any. If not, I again want to emphasize my gratitude. What's up? Yes, among the many benefits that is inuring to this agreement, and I've ticked off many, but there are so many that one substantial priority for this administration and for the City Council, for Councilwoman Giattino, for Councilwoman Fisher, for Councilwoman Falco, has been affordable housing. This agreement, and it was not mentioned in my remarks, and please forgive me for it, but this agreement will invest through the generosity of KMS $200,000 to the Affordable Housing Trust Fund. That is to the credit of the City Council for saying we want to make sure that affordable housing is a priority. So for that additional community benefit give back, I want to extend special gratitude to the City Council. I look forward to working with the City Council to make this vision a reality next Wednesday. Thank you very much. There you have it. Thank you. Appreciate that. I don't want to take this stuff out. Oh yeah, there are cookies out there. What's up?